folks, welcome to the Mediocre Cover Band Guitar Guy. I am the mediocre one indeed. Thank you for the support, and I'd like for you to keep that rolling if you could. Subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. As I always say, if you like what you see, you should subscribe. If you want to feel better about yourself after you watch one of my videos, you should subscribe. So today, what I would like to go and talk about, instead of doing one of these share videos, is the bedroom guitar player. And what sparked this conversation was a video I watched yesterday. I was at work. I was in the middle of maybe doing some paperwork. It was a rare Saturday sort of thing where we had to go in. It was kind of an easy breezy sort of day. And while I was waiting for something to upload, I scrolled through Facebooks because that's what old fellas do. Apparently, we're not on the Instas. And there was a video there by Total Guitar shared from Guitar World, which was of a young lady from the UK, I believe. Correct me on that if I'm wrong. Named Sophie Lloyd, who had done an instrumental cover of Enter Sandman by Metallica. I watched the video. I thought it was pretty good. The technique was there. Like there was some feel. The tone was awesome. And instead of doing the vocals, what she had done is she'd done all the vocal melody on guitar. I thought that was great. That's putting in a bit of work, to do that. And but the thing that really got me and led the conversation with another musician friend of mine was the shit comments that followed. Like, because he also watched the video. I asked him if he'd seen it. He said yes, it was awesome. But anyway, we talked about the shit comments, and there were two comments that weren't really negative. One wasn't a pat on the back, but it wasn't negative. The other one was a comment kind of defending her and saying, this is great, you're all a bunch of bedroom guitar players, blah, blah, blah. And then one guy responded, I'm a bedroom guitar player, I take offense to that. Well, you know what, fuck you, buddy. If you're going to criticize something, do something better. I'm still waiting. I've been hitting up Facebook, the Total Guitar page. I've been on YouTube for Guitar World's page and everything else. I'm waiting for you to put your video up where you're doing something better. All of you guys that shit blasted it, I'm waiting for your videos to come up to actually do it better or put in place what you suggested for her to do, okay? If not, don't comment. I did a video a while ago called if you see something you don't like, scroll past it, right? And I said, like, if I see something I don't like, I don't acknowledge it. I've got a new look on that now since I've started this channel and I'm 3.5 years in. And that's if somebody puts something up on Facebook or on YouTube and it comes to my attention, I always like it because that person's putting themselves out there. And we don't know how hard that was for them to do so. That could have been the hardest thing in the world to do. But we got on the topic then about bedroom guitar players, of course. Basement guitar players, bedroom guitar players. And they fall into a bunch of different categories. And the reason that they're bedroom guitar players, okay? So then you got the person who's a bedroom guitar player or a basement guitar player, home guitar player, I don't know what to call them. We'll go with bedroom for now. And they're great musicians. And it doesn't have to be a guitar player, people, but I'm using guitar players as an example for a couple of reasons. One, being that this is a guitar-oriented channel, and two, it seems to me that guitar players are the most critical bunch of assholes on the face of the earth when it comes to stuff. Like the video I did a while ago on guitar players will literally argue over anything. So that's why, okay? And so if somebody puts themselves out there, I know from doing these videos, I get really nervous. As soon as that little red light starts flashing on my phone, well, Pixel has a green. But once as you know you're recording, it's just like everything just melts out of your brain. So it's something you play it a million times, you just forget it. But so that's where I am with that. But going back to the whole topic, I know I get off topic a lot here. With bedroom guitar players, there's a different bunch. So you got the person who can shred the tits off a cow, and brilliant musician, very well versed in everything from technique, the theory, groove, like unsurpassed talent. But for whatever reason, whether it's a career that they have where they're too busy, a family life where they're too busy, maybe it's a personality thing where they suffer from crippling social anxiety and they can't play in front of other people, Maybe it's criticism from back in their developmental days when they started playing a guitar, and you get those guys that start getting jealous of your own advancement and start criticizing the things that you're not strong at and telling you shouldn't play a guitar. I told a story about a friend of mine who I was learning pentatonic scales and things and started lifting solos from records, easy solos and things. When we got to that point, but my bar chord game was still a little bit weak. And he said, well, if I couldn't play bar chords, I wouldn't play guitar. And that really, comments like that all along, tearing you down, kind of, they stick with you. The negative sticks with you. So whether it was something like that, or they just don't care to be in a band, for them it's about the knowledge and the learning. And in some cases, people are bedroom musicians because they're also educators who prefer to teach. And that's as far as they want to bring it. They don't care if they're on a stage. It's not like the Yngwie Malmsteen where they watch a video and it's like, well, I don't want to be this. I wanted to be a rock star with Marshalls and, flash, lights and pyrotechnics and everything else. And that's cool because he did it, um, by being like awesome as a musician. Then we'll move on from that guy. So these people are usually humble too, by the way. They don't brag about having a guitar. You don't even know they play. They go into the store and music store and buy strings, and people assume they're buying it for their kids. They don't even know that like his ability is better than everybody else's in the music stores combined, right? And they make fun of him because he's wearing New Balance and cargo shorts. Then you got the other guys, other people, persons who play, and they're basically asshats, okay? And their whole shtick is that they probably don't have the ability to play in a band. They know a little bit on guitar, and then they might play the same song at a party over and over again, or they know the intro like the Pride and Joy by Stevie Ray Vaughan, and people think their non-musical friends think that's great. You got that person, so when they go and they see a great guitar player or a great musician at a gig, they shit all over it because it's jealousy. That's their personality. They're probably living home with their nan. She's probably still cooking them fish sticks when they're 40 years old and telling them they can only have four with the rest of their meal, with their mashed potatoes or whatever. And, these people they just want to go and point out to everybody else that you're doing something wrong because they watched a YouTube video or they themselves don't play it that way. And I've had players come up to me. We had to change the key of a song. He's like, "You didn't play that song right." And I'm like, "Well, we changed the key for the singer because it was too low." Yeah, but the chords are. They didn't understand because they'd never ever played with a singer, obviously. That's another group. Then we have the procrastinators. Not really procrastinators. They're guys the people that run out of steam after a little bit of effort goes in. So you got these people that are great at putting bands together. They find great musicians. They all come together. They have a jam. Never happens again. Or they rehearse. They get 50 songs down. They go play a gig. Never happens again. I've been a part of that one. Not on me personally, but I jammed with a guy who we put the band together. We had a great singer. The band was killer, and he calls me one day. We were getting ready to book a gig, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't want to do it. It's taking up too much of my time." And he didn't really have anything on the go. He just like growing his hair long and putting hair care products. And yes, I've talked about this guy before. So you got that guy, and then you've got the people that are forced to be household musicians because of their personalities. And those are the people with the personalities of shit-filled socks. And those people are know-it-alls. They end up getting booted out of their... A friend of mine calls them band poison. And they get in a band, and because of their attitude and their views on things, the way they treat people at the venues, shit like that, they end up getting booted out of bands. I've seen that happen quite a bit, tangly people that just they don't get it. When you're in a band, like I said, sometimes it's not always a democracy, but the chemistry's got to be there, and the patience has to be there, and the willingness to sort of work together. You might not necessarily agree with something, Whether it be a song selection, you could say, I don't think that song is going to go over. And the other three people are like, yes, it will. And then you do it, and it goes one of two ways. It goes over or it doesn't. Somebody's going to be right. That's it. And somebody's going to be wrong, of course. But, you know, whatever category you're in with these bedroom guitar players, household guitar players, guys that play in the basement, you're you should never criticize something unless you can top it. And you shouldn't even criticize it then. You should be supportive. And that's what the music scene lacks everywhere right now. And that's what music lacks. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a generational thing. I don't know. But like, people are so quick to get on and shit over things. If you don't like it, don't bother with it. Move on. If it's not, I like things I like. I don't want to spend times on things I don't like, right? Like I'm here shooting a video now. I'm kind of enjoying it. But in 5 minutes, I got to go pick up dog poop. I'm not going to like that so much. But that's it. I, that's it. So that's what I have to rant about today. Bedroom guitar players, especially the lot that comment on things. Like I said, put up your videos of you doing a better job of something. The second comment I will say that wasn't negative. It wasn't really. It kind of was positive because the individual, it was a fella who said, you know what, with that talent, maybe you should try your hand at your own compositions. And maybe he's right. Maybe because she has done a lot of covers. But in the grand scheme of YouTube things, and as I spoke about on this channel before, a lot of people like familiarity. Whatever you're exposed to, and whatever gets you views and likes, she probably plays music somewhere else. But this is what she does to sort of create a brand for herself. And it might also be fun picking up melody lines, vocal melody lines, and she did Sultans of Swing too that way. People shit all over that. And music should always be 100% open to interpretation. I mean, we let Lou Reed do Metallica covers, and some people liked it and some people didn't. That's the way the world works, man. Anyway, guys, thank you for listening to the old guy, if you indeed did listen, and enjoy your Sunday. I gotta go out now and clean up after the crap factories.